Tiny, fragile, paper thin, standing outside, looking in, shiny, gleaming, quite brand new, frightened, lonely, watching you. Breathing laboured, heartbeat fast, want to hold you, scared to ask. Eyes tight shut, body sprawled. How do I protect you through a glass wall? So many wires, tapes and tubes. When will they tell me what to do? Good evening. My name is Jenny. I am a very proud mummy to 3 children. 3-year-old twins who were born prematurely, and a beautiful angel, Matilda May, who died from SIDS aged 9 months, just 9 months ago. Alongside parenting, I write a blog about life after loss and the adventures of life with premature twins. I also raise money and awareness for baby charities, most recently the Lullaby Trust in memory of Matilda May. In 9 months, I have raised over £25,000 and have plans to raise lots more. Today, I would like to share with you a snapshot of what it is like to be mummy to premature twins. From pregnancy to preschool, our journey so far. A twin pregnancy is considered to be high risk from the start, but I was young, fit and healthy. I had no reason to think I and my babies would not be all right. My pregnancy went really well until at 25 weeks I became very ill very suddenly. I had to have emergency bowel surgery whilst carrying Esther and William. We all survived the surgery and I managed to slowly, very slowly recover. I was able to continue carrying Esther and William till 27 weeks and 3 days, when they were born 13 weeks too soon. Esther and William were good weights for their gestation, 2 pounds 4 ounces and 2 pounds 11. This, along with the fact that I had been given steroid injections to develop their lungs, meant that they had the best start they could possibly have at that time. After just 27 weeks and 3 days of pregnancy, our beautiful twins were born. Becoming a parent of premature twins makes you many things. It makes you panic. When a baby is born 13 weeks too soon, everything is thrown into turmoil. How will I know what to do? And the panic begins before they are born, as soon as you know they are coming. With no antenatal classes, planning or preparation, how will I know what to do? Petrified. The fear is electric. My babies are coming. They will not have a 3rd trimester. How are they going to survive? Will my babies live or die? The fear courses through your veins. It chills you. It burns you, paralyzes you with one breath and ignites you with the next. Powerless. The little lives I should be nurturing inside are suddenly out of my reach and out of my control, locked inside their plastic box with doctors and nurses giving them the primary care that they need, keeping them alive. Protective. From the moment they are born, you will do anything to help your babies survive, and that never goes away. Prematurity does not go away. Esther and William will always be a little more susceptible to illness, smaller than others their age, tire more easily than most of their peers. There will always be that extra level of worry, as if parenting a full-term baby is not worrying enough. Passionate. My love for my children shines through everything I do. My passion for the issues that prematurity brings is also evident, I hope, in all things that I do. Through passion comes promotion and campaigning for the things that you believe could make a difference for not only your own children, but for all of those born too soon. Patient. You wait and you wait with premature twins. You wait for them to be allowed out of their incubator, for that first precious cuddle and kiss. You wait for them to make it through each day, each long and lonely night. You wait for their chances of survival to increase. You wait for them to come off CPAP, off oxygen. You wait for them to be allowed to come home. You wait for the winter to pass before venturing out and about where people are. You wait for their due date to arrive, the day they should have been born. You wait for the day that you wake up and they do not. Thankfully, it did not come. You wait for the day a test will show some long-lasting developmental delay. You wait until they are big enough to fit into newborn clothes. You wait for the day that they start to smile. You wait for the roll, the crawl, the walk. You patiently wait for every milestone delayed. You wait for test results. You wait for answers to questions about schools. You wait to see how their future will be different because you could not carry them to term. You wait for people to understand that prematurity does not go away. Possessive. As a new mummy, I was not keen on letting people touch Esther and William. Infection was a real fear, but also I had waited so long for cuddles of my own. I was not really ready to share. I did not let Esther and William out of my sight for more than an hour for their first 15 months. They were mine. I had let them down in pregnancy, and I was determined that I would not let them down again. I still am. Pitied. People don't really know what to say. There is no celebration with a preterm birth. There are no early visits with presents and cards. No one really knows what to do, particularly when Mummy has been ill in the way that I had. We were all three of us just lucky to be alive. People pity you and are glad not to be you. People do not understand what prematurity means for babies and for their family and their friends. Pulled apart. Caring for two babies at exactly the same time is really hard work. Esther and William were so tiny that they fed constantly. They both needed me constantly, and I felt completely split in two. Trying to be a mother, a wife, and just a person also pulled me apart at the seams. I was always a little unsure of where I should be and what I should do. At one time in hospital, William was in SCBU and Esther still in NICU, and it was horrible having to decide how best to divide my time. It's still something that weighs heavily on my mind, making sure they both get enough of me and get what they need. Pediatrics proficient. I am not, of course, a medical expert, not at all, but after 59 days in neonatal intensive and special care, you learn to interpret what the numbers mean. You can read your baby's body and you know when something is not right. The beeping stays with you forever. The images of wires and lines. I think I could talk you through many of the procedures that Esther and William underwent during those earliest days. Public property. When you are a mummy with twins, everyone stops you to say hello and pass comment on the contents of your pram. Esther and William were tiny babies for so long that they generated a lot of interest when we were out and about. Everyone wanted to know their story. People always asked if they were identical and genuinely did not realise that boys and girls cannot be so. I also, of course, chose to share our story publicly in the hope that it might help other parents like me dealing with preterm labour and birth and parenting premature twins. Practised. With Premi twins, you have a routine for everything. It is the only way to get through a day. Military precision with drugs routines and nappy changes, tummy time, rest and even play. You become accomplished at feeding babies in so many different positions that at first you think you will never get to grips with it, and after 12 months of demand feeding, you realise that you can literally do it all in your sleep. You have a practised way for getting out of the house and into the car, and you pack enough for a week each time you venture out of the door. Paranoid. Germs are everywhere. Infections rife among babies and small people. We had signs on our front door. I even considered a polite notice on my pram saying, "Keep your filthy hands off my baby." We did not attend classes nor baby groups. People had to change their clothes to visit our house in those first few months. We did not go to parties, gatherings or any crowded places. We had more antibacterial gel than the hospital ward we had left to come home. But our paranoia was our blessing. Esther and William did not ever get sick and have not yet been readmitted to a ward. They will be 3.5 in January. Pooped. Parenting premature twins can be lonely and bone-achingly exhausting. You need a good support network around you that allows you to embrace the times when you are really struggling to function, because ultimately, all of this is worth it. I have 2 beautiful premature children who have grown up into tiny little toddlers full of energy and health, curiosity and creativity. I am lucky to have them. I know I am lucky to have them alive. Becoming a parent of premature twins makes you proud. Every parent is proud of what their child can do, but when it is something you thought you might never see, the pride is that much more intense. Our babies are medical miracles to be alive today. Every single thing they achieve would not have been possible as little as 20 years ago. Pride gets you through the darkest days when you see what your miracles can do and the potential for what they may yet achieve. That is why at the moment I am fighting to delay my twins' school start, why I am campaigning for all children born prematurely to start school according to their due date. If we are now in a position to help these miracle babies survive, we also have to work together to allow them the flexibility they need in our education system to thrive. Born too soon and born too small. It's a miracle my 2 are here at all. But here they are, and here to stay. We make the most of every day. And we talk together. We hope, we dream, of what when they grow up they'll be. For grow up they will. The future looks bright, because at the start their care was right. The doctors, the nurses, the reams of research that made sure, despite such a premature birth, they will grow up.